Hey y'all, you may have noticed that the entire channel has had a revamp recently, and I mean a big one too. The banner has changed, the featured channels have changed with some of my best friends, and most of all, the name has changed to a much more original, in my eyes at least, name that is Wah. I know it's kind of a weird name, but shut up, it's my channel, I do not care. Another big change is the type of content I'm uploading. Instead of gaming, there'll be some gaming as sort of a filler for when I can't get actual videos out, to a kind of a game review channel. I think I'll enjoy making this sort of content more than to have to show the world how bad I am at gaming. And it will also require a lot more time to make these videos, so never expect a daily upload schedule like I used to push for. But I'm trying to aim for kind of every 2 to 3 weeks. But please understand I have a life too, and most of the time I can't live up to the expectations, so most weeks will be some sort of filler content. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, we can get to the actual video. In a world of shitty FNAF fan games, there is bound to be some really special ones, like One Night at Flumpty's and Five Nights at Boys. But I'm not talking about that kind of special. I'm talking about a craze that swept FNAF all the way back in 2015. I'm talking about the simulator style FNAF fan game. I remember all the way back when FNAF was only a new game series, and then on YouTube I remember seeing a new FNAF fan game pop up out of nowhere. I remember what the exact first FNAF simulator game was, but I believe the first one was called Bonnie Simulator. It was a simple enough premise: move around the building, accompanied by goofy art music, and reach the night guard. There were upgrades and stuff that you could buy from the in-game shop that would aid you in this task. The game was hard to lose, even with the game's hard mode enabled, and there were only 2 animatronics, Bonnie and Springtrap. The game's AI was stupid and spent literal hours on the camera, so attacking was super easy. I managed to get every single unlockable in the game without me being sent back to the stage even once. But why, are you asking? What does this game have to do with the video? Well, see, the success of Bonnie Simulator pushed the developer, Icros, to make a new kind of FNAF simulator, a joke one. This game was called Fan Simulator. Well, the original Fan Simulator. Yes, there were 2. This Fan Simulator was very small. You could send the entire game on Discord, it was so small. If you had Nitro Classic, that is. Without further ado, let's talk about the original FNAF Fan Simulator. I'm not going to talk much about this game because it is so small. You experience the entire thing in like 30 seconds, but it did pave the way for a much bigger and better project that we'll get into later. The first thing you see is the tried and true FNAF warning screen, but this time it says something a little different. It says that this game has a lot of MLG, and do not play if you suffer from boredom. I suppose it means if you have a boring life, do not play, but whatever. Once you load into the title screen, you see a PNG of a fan next to the buttons FNAF 1, FNAF 2, FNAF 3, and a How to Play button. I never clicked on the How to Play button, so I don't really know what it says. I assume it says something along the lines of, to play, click a button on the title screen and watch a fan, but that's just speculation. Clicking any of the buttons will send you into the corresponding office for that game. You can only look at the fan. It's the only thing you can do. You can't even turn your head side to side. It's the same for every office in the game. All you can do is hear the sound of the fan, and if you hit escape, you will just close the game like many other FNAF fan games. That's enough about the original game though. Let's get into what this video is actually about. The revamped FNAF Fan Simulator. Years later, in 2017, a developer by the name of Nimby released a fan simulator on his Game Jolt, and it got a bit of attention. I personally stumbled upon this game while talking to some friends and found it quite hilarious, but I soon found out that it's not all fun and games. Well, I mean, it is, but moving on. Unlike the original game, that you can actually do stuff like look around in every office in the game, and in the sister location office there are 3 different locations you can go to. More on that later. The game itself is very weird and buggy and makes the whole game have this uncanny feeling, especially because every level excluding FNAF 1 has this weird kid face from Ultimate Custom Night hidden somewhere in the level. The face always scared me in Ultimate Custom Night, and it somehow does a better job here in my opinion, only because the game already has this uncanny feeling about it. Almost like it's trying to hide a dark truth behind the mask of this friendly, funny FNAF fan game. The game further supports this weird uncanny feeling by the amount of seemingly out of place secrets that the game has, but I'll get to them a bit later. And hey, there can't be anything wrong, it's only a friendly game about being a fan. Now, there's not much to talk about when it comes to the graphics, because it's all just the offices and locations from the games, but there is a title screen. The title screen kind of adds to the uncanniness of the game, with there being floating fans in the background and a weird black box in the bottom left corner of the screen that kind of just seems out of place compared to the rest of the title screen. Clicking play brings you to the level select screen where you can see FNAF 1, 2, 3 and Sister Location, with Sister Location being the biggest. The jankiness, however, is throughout the entire game. Every single thing in the game is janky. From the camera to the textures, everything feels not quite right, if you get what I mean. The camera and audio are definitely the most janky thing in the game in my opinion, with the camera being hard to control and unresponsive in some areas and too responsive in others. The audio can sometimes overlap and distort. All of these things once again tie into the uncanniness feel of the game. Hell, it can go straight into the unsettling category. Some of the secrets almost feel like they were just plastered into the game with zero care put in. I think maybe, just maybe, there's something more going on. The game has been out since 2017, and the game is on version 2.2 according to Game Jolt, so there is no excuse for the game to be so buggy. So maybe there's a reason for the game to be this way, an inner story to the game about being a fan. It would give a reason to the seemingly out-of-place secrets and genuinely uneasy atmosphere. Speaking of secrets... The game has heaps of different and weird secrets throughout each level. Some of these include Freddy jump scaring you if you click the cupcake in FNAF 1, Mangle coming from the ceiling if you wait long enough in FNAF 2, accompanied with some voice acting that I can't really make out, Springtrap walking down the hallway in front of you if you wait 3 minutes in FNAF 3. In this one, it's not the nice, good-looking walking animation that Springtrap has in FNAF 3. It's raised so you can see the non-moving legs, and with a game that has been updated so many times, it feels like there's more going on. There's another secret on the level select screen that gives you access to the UCN office, but there's nothing really of note there. These secrets at least fit their respective games, but others are just completely random, like Funtime's Foxy appearing in FNAF 2. The difference is here that she can actually jump scare you, which is one of the only 2 animatronics that can. And as stated with the janks, she is kind of just thrown in there with the janky ass animation when she arrives. Probably the level with the most secrets is Sister Location, but I think that Sister Location deserves its own section. The level starts off with you descending in the main service elevator, where you can once again see the child's face just peering through the window. The elevator, like in the main game, stops and you can get off into the vent. Once in the vent, you can see the child's face looking directly at you. In my opinion, this was the most creepy. Just the face just staring at you blankly just creeps me out, to be honest. Once you get into the main control module, you can press all the stage lights and stuff, and you can also press most of the noses around the place. But why, are you asking? You said that there are 3 levels in Sister Location, and yes, there are, but to access the 3rd you have to go first to the elevator, click the baby poster, and type what it says into the keypad on the wall of the main control unit, and you'll be transported to my favourite area of the game. The private room. It's my favourite because it's the least janky out of all the levels, and just cool looking in general. Its secret is that you have to wait 1 minute and 9 seconds exactly, and a mini Rena will appear on the desk. Yeah, and if you click on it, it will latch onto your face and do the annoying laugh thing in the original Sister Location. If you then exit, you get a star on the main menu, and if you click it, it will play the Sister Location win sound. Well, that's it for Sister Location. Let's move on to my final thoughts, shall we? So, what do I think? I think the game, in all fairness, is pretty decent, especially working with what the original idea is based off. I especially like the sort of implementation of a story and overall creepiness of the game, and how it used what it had at its disposal to make a fun and overall unsettling game. I have a thing here called a Jaden scale? Yeah. Anyway, you put the game on top and it pops out the overall rating in relation to what you've said about it. Let's see here, 6 out of 10. Nice.
Oi, you.
Hey, what are you doing here? Why are you in my video?
Yeah, I'm here to get my scale back.
Why are you taking my Jaden scale?
Cause it's mine? What do you mean? It's in the name, the Jaden scale. My name is Jaden, give me it back.
Give it back.
No!
Oh, fine. But give a rating of the game yourself.
Oh, okay, fine. I give it like a 10 out of 10, I guess. Best looking game ever. Fan Simulator, top tier.
Huh? Interesting.
Oh yeah, really? Now can I get my scale back?
Okay. Well, see ya, Jaden.
Yeah, see ya.
Well, no, that's over with. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I know I'm only new to this YouTube thing, but I hope you all enjoy the things I post. If you could you consider subscribing? It would really help out the channel get bigger and better. And while you're there, why don't you like and comment down below what I could improve for the next one? Anyway, I'll see you guys and girls later. Bye!